video. So in today's video we are going to be doing another review. I'm going to be doing a review of the mid-week fixtures, and we are going to be reviewing round 27 of the Premier League season. So I'm going to give my thoughts on all of the midweek games. Let's begin. I believe the first one was this one. Brighton 2, Bournemouth 1. Goals from Joao Pedro, Danny Welbeck and Justin Kluivert. So Brighton pick up another win here in a pretty big game actually in terms of the race for Europe. Two teams who are in and around that area. I thought it was going to be a good game going into this. Both entertaining teams, both score lots of goals, very fun teams, and it was a banger. It really could have gone either way. Both teams had plenty of chances in this game. It was a great watch, honestly. This game was, look at that, 2.4 XG for Brighton, 1.4 for Bournemouth. Big chances for both of them. As I said, it could really have gone either way, but in the end it was actually the substitute, Danny Welbeck, who made the difference, coming off the bench with a brilliant finish, and he was very good off the bench and gave Brighton the win in this one. Shout out to Justin Kluivert, who scored an unbelievable goal. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Honestly, it could be a goal of a season contender. It was unreal. And Bournemouth had their chances, but Brighton managed to hold on. There was also a penalty, which I think was a clear pen. Joao Pedro won and pulled away very clearly. But Brighton come away with a win, and fair play to Brighton, because after they got smacked 7-0 by Forest, look at that, they did the double over Chelsea, smashed Southampton, and now they've beaten Bournemouth. It's another win, third straight Prem victory, and that now puts them well and truly back in the race for Europe. We're up into 8th, level on points with Bournemouth now, only 3 points away from Chelsea. So Brighton sort of had a little dip, but they've recovered really well, so credit to them. After a result like that, their season could capitulate very easily, but they've recovered well, and this was a big victory for them, so well done to them. Bournemouth, the recent results haven't been amazing, back-to-back losses now in the Premier League, but to be fair, I think in both of them they can count themselves unlucky. Obviously the Wolves one, they had 10 men, and in this one, as I said, I think both teams had plenty of chances, and on another day, Bournemouth could have got a win from this even, so I think they can count themselves unfortunate not to get anything from this game. But it was a fantastic watch as a neutral. Crystal Palace 4, Aston Villa 1. Goals from Ismaila Sarr, Jean-Philippe Mateta, Eddie Nketiah and Morgan Rogers. So Palace come away with a quite shocking thumping of Aston Villa to continue their unbelievable run right now. Palace are on some sensational form, and this is probably the crowning one of them all. They absolutely smacked Villa. Look at that, 4.31 XG. It's absolutely crazy. Not even a penalty in there as well. Palace were superb. 36% possession and 4.3 XG. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That is crazy. 6 big chances. Palace could have had even more. They missed 4 of them. They were superb. And really, Villa, the only moment they had was a brilliant goal, a bit of moment of brilliance from Morgan Rogers. Outside of that, they had a disallowed goal for offside, but Villa really couldn't break Palace down. Palace defensively were superb, and a big part of that, I think, was the return of Adam Wharton. he's been injured for most of this season now, but he returned and he showed his quality and he was superb. Ismail Assar with a brace as well. Jean-Philippe Mateta, he has really discovered his form, and I think this is, sort of symbolising what Palace is right now. Like, Palace started the season off quite poor. Mateta wasn't really on the goals. Eze wasn't being what he could be. The defence and midfield looked a little bit shaky. Munoz and Mitchell, particularly Munoz, maybe he wasn't getting as many goals and assists anymore. Sarr didn't really work out. But over time, as the season has progressed, this slowly got better, and now it's sort of at Palace, which we saw last season, and now we look like a really good team. Now you've got both wing backs, just fantastic going forward. You got Sarr now contributing. Mateta just can't stop scoring. Eze is looking superb now. You've got the return of Wharton in there. The defence is looking solid. Yeah, Palace are a real threat right now for teams, and one of the most informed teams in the league. And outside of this, Everton won. They've won 4 out of their last 5 games here. They just keep on improving and getting better and better. So well done to them. But Villa, that was bad. That was quite bad. Not good at all. And Emi Martinez, of course, got injured as well in this game. I'm not sure how long he's out for, but that's not ideal as well. But yeah, Villa, this is bad. I don't know what it is with Villa, but they just can't seem to cope with like midweek fixtures. They've had quite a few fixtures recently and they've sort of managed it, but this sort of result was really bad, and it always seems to happen when they play like Champions League or a cup competition. They always struggle in the next game, and a midweek game here and they get thrashed. Not good at all. Especially when they have Champions League coming up next week. Anyways, Wolves 1, Fulham 2. Got some Joao Gomez, Ryan Sessegnon and Rodrigo Muniz. So Fulham pick up a very impressive away win at Molineux. This could have been a potential banana skin. Wolves have been in some decent form going into this. And Fulham had a really poor result against Forest before this, but Fulham were fantastic in this game. They were very good. Probably could have had more. Ryan Sessegnon, shout out to him. He scored like within 30 seconds. And apparently this is his first start since returning to Fulham, and he's scored straight away. So maybe we might see him coming into the side. Shout out to Marco Silva as well, because after that poor result, he changed things up. They went to a 5 at the back system, and it worked perfectly. He dropped some certain players like Iwobi, Anthony Robinson, Jimenez, made some big calls here, matched up Wolves' system, and it worked like a dream. They were fantastic. So Marco Silva there showing once again that he is a fantastic manager, and particularly tactically is superb. He's very flexible, and they get the job done here. Fulham, they deserve their win. Well done to them, because Wolves are a pretty good side, and Wolves did cause some problems. To be fair, like Wolves had some chances, but Fulham were the better side in this one, and ultimately deserved a win. I thought will be a little bit disappointed that we didn't get anything from this game, but I think Fulham were the better side in this one. Chelsea 4, Southampton 0, and Kungu, Neto goal, and Cucurella with the goals. And we are back. Chelsea are back. We are finally back. We are back in the title race. We are one of the best teams in the world again. Okay. Look, obviously, beating Southampton is not really an achievement. Everyone seems to beat them. But to be honest, I'm just happy we got the wins. It was just a win by any means. I really didn't care how we got the job done. And I was actually kind of worried, given how bad our form was, that we might somehow screw this up. But I mean, it became very clear quickly that Southampton are not a good side, and it was going to be an easy win, and it was an easy win. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say, oh, we're back, we're amazing, or anything like that. But it was just one of those, you have to get the job done, you have to get a convincing win, and we got the convincing win. I'll take that. It's good for the confidence. It's a great confidence booster, actually. It's really just what we needed. You know, players like Nkunku and Neto scoring. Sadly, Palmer couldn't get a goal, but he did actually play pretty well in this game. So yeah, Jorgensen as well. Good confidence boost for him. He made a really good save in this game. Yeah, it was just a nice confidence booster for us. It was very, very much needed. I mean, Southampton, what more can I say about these bums? I mean, you got obliterated by a depleted Chelsea team who just keep losing and can barely win going into this game. I mean, if you can't compete in this game, then I don't know, like, when you're going to compete against, like, a team like Chelsea. Yeah, they are finished. They are finished. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much more I can say about this game. Let's move on. It was really business as usual, as unexpected. Next up, Brentford 1, Everton 1. Goals from Johan Wissa and Jake O'Brien. So Everton keep their unbeaten streak going. With a fairly late equaliser from Jake O'Brien to get a point against Brentford. I think it was completely deserved. I mean, Everton had plenty of chances in this game. Brentford were pretty well, played pretty well, but to be fair, Everton had like 3 one-on-ones. I mean, Beto, this guy is, I don't know how he's got a 7.2 rating, because he had a stinker in front of goal. He has been on some unbelievable form recently, but he literally had 3 one-on-ones, and he missed all of them, which was not great, but I mean, sort of expected, given his purple patch. I mean, maybe you thought he would have scored some of them at least, but yeah, I mean, he's not really a world-class striker by any means, but if he could have put those chances away, Everton might have even won this game in the end. Yeah, Wizard scored with a fantastic header, and Everton late on got a goal. Jake O'Brien, first goal of Everton, playing right back as well, bombing forward. A great goal actually from him. But yeah, Everton just keep on going. I think that's 7 games now unbeaten under David Moyes. It just, the spirit and the fight in this team is absolutely crazy. What an amazing job David Moyes has done. Shout out Moyes, because Everton are honestly one of the most important teams in the league right now. It's crazy, and they are well and truly away from relegation zone now. Brentford will be very disappointed if they didn't hold on to this one, but as I said, in the end I think it was probably a fair result because Everton had plenty of chances. Next up, Manchester United 3, Ipswich 2. Goals from own goal from Sam Morsey, Matthias de Ligt, Harry Maguire, a red card for Patrick Dorgu, and 2 from Jadon Philogene. So a absolute banger at Old Trafford here. This was a pretty chaotic game to say the least, and it was a relegation 6-pointer, but in the end Man United come out on top, and this result pretty much will secure their safety, and puts Ipswich in quite a bit of trouble. So it was a must-win game for United, and they get the job done in very scrappy way. They went 1-0 down within 4 minutes. I mean, Patrick Dorgu, this guy had, I mean, it was Kusanov-esque performance here. I mean, 4 minutes into his game, absolute mess up with Andre Onana. To be fair, Andre Onana is a little bit at fault as well. Like, surely you've got to be screaming at Dorgu, like, leave it. But yeah, and then obviously gets sent off as well in the 43rd minute. I don't think you can really complain about the decision as well. It was a very high challenge on Amari Hutchinson. Yeah, you do feel bad for the bloke. Not a good day at all for him. But to be fair to United, fair play. I mean, they rallied together after that. They had to play an entire half with 10 men. And it was 2-2 as well. But they managed to get the job done. It was very scrappy. I mean, pretty much all of their goals were from set pieces. They didn't really create anything in open play in this game. But shout out to Maguire and De Ligt. Great presences in the box. And we also scored 2 goals from set pieces kind of against Everton as well. So it's clearly something they've worked on under Amram, and they're slowly getting better at attacking these set pieces. As usual, it's not a vintage Man United performance by any means, but it was just one of those, you gotta find a way to win. You had to find a way to win this game, and they found a way to win. So yeah, well done to them. And yeah, as I said, hopefully, I'm pretty sure this result secures safety for them in the Premier League. So congratulations, Man United fans, on that. Ipswich, they'll be very disappointed. I mean, against a relegation contender rival here, again with 10 men, drawing half time, you've got to win that game. I'm sorry, you have to win that game, and you cannot lose it. You cannot lose it. Yeah, it was a real missed opportunity here, and it was definitely a winnable game. I mean, even without 10 men, it was going to be a winnable game, given how bad Man United are. But yeah, it would be very, very annoying if they didn't make Man United pay with the 10 men. Right, Nottingham Forest 0, Arsenal 0. Second versus third in the league, and it ends 0-0. And yeah, I mean, if anyone thought the title was still alive for Arsenal, it's over. It's officially over now. More dropped points for Arsenal, more rubbish attacking play, no creativity, just poor, bleak performances, honestly. It's another one. Just can't create anything, can't break down a low block. The only chances they had were from set pieces, which seems the only way Arsenal are going to score a goal at this point is like a little bit of luck or from a set piece. It was rubbish. I mean, just nothing. There was just nothing creative-wise. I mean, it was a pretty bad game. I mean, they even could have lost it, like Forest, to be fair to them, didn't create much themselves. But, I mean, they actually had the best chance of the game, like with Chris Wood, which Raya had to save. But yeah, I mean, apart from like Calvary hitting the bar, I don't think Arsenal really offered anything in this game. It was quite a bad performance. Like the West Ham one, just lacked any sort of attacking impetus, lacked any sort of creativity, and again, it's more dropped points, and Liverpool will get on to won their game. So yeah, the title is definitely far gone for Arsenal, but really I think now it's just about trying to pick up the performance levels here, because they are in danger here of, if this keeps going on, their season just sort of spiralling out of control, really, because, I mean, you know, they're still in the Champions League, and they'll hope to get a deep run in there, and, I mean, we have a look at the table, like, they've got a good buffer, but it's not, like, inconceivable that they can chuck this away. So, like, if they keep performing like this, as I said, there is a danger of Arsenal season just really going out of control and them finishing on a real low. So they need to pick up performance levels, because if they can continue to play like this for the rest of the season, then they they are going to be in serious danger here, because I don't see them scoring any goals anytime soon. I think Saka is coming back very soon, but yeah, like, even then, it's not even, like, obviously, missing attacking personnel is going to impact them, and like having a player like Saka back is going to help. But it's not even that, I think. I feel like it's just their whole style, like their whole tactics. Like, they're just so slow on the ball. They just sort of have the same pattern of play, like funnel the ball out wide, and then they don't really know what to do with it from there. Like, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's another poor performance. It's another points dropped, and it's official that their title is gone. But for Forest, I think they'll take the point. I didn't expect them to maybe go at Arsenal a little bit more, but I think, given how poor they were against Newcastle the other week, I think they just need to get a point, and I think they'll definitely take a point. Right, next up, Tottenham 0, Manchester City 1, goal from Erling Haaland. So Manchester City with a big win away from home against Spurs, and it was a very, very deserved win. City were very good in this game, particularly the first half. They absolutely battered Spurs. I don't know how it was only 1-0 in the first half. I mean, looking at 0.05 XG for Spurs, 1.94 for Man City, 4 big chances, and they missed 3 of them. They could have easily gone up 2 or 3 at the start of going into half time. Erling Haaland had a very good game, but probably should have had more than 1 goal. I mean, Doku was absolutely rinsing Porro on that left hand side, like he rinsed Trent. I mean, Doku is in some very good form right now. I thought Savio in the first half again, fantastic. Should have had a goal. Yeah, overall, I mean, City were superb. The way they were just finding space, culling through Spurs. When Spurs tried to press them, it was quite shocking. But then in the second half, again, City had some chances, didn't put them away, and then Spurs grew into the game. Fair play to them. And he had a big chance actually at the end. Saw probably should have scored. And yeah, to be honest, it actually ended up being quite a nervy finish for City. Again, I mean, they eventually closed the game out, but don't know what it is with Man City nowadays, but it did feel very, very nervy, and it almost felt like the Spurs were gonna get a chance in the 90th minute, because that's just what City do nowadays. Erling Haaland did have another goal ruled out for a handball as well, which I thought was very harsh. It was kind of hard to tell if it actually did hit his hand or not, but yeah, it's all it is. In the end, City get a win, and it's a very good win, considering, remember, Spurs smoked City 4-1. It was sort of like not the start of a downfall, but it was sort of where everyone realised, okay, Man City are kind of finished now. So they get their revenge, and it's a good win for their top 4 hopes. Spurs, though, I was expecting a lot more. And particularly that first half was abysmal. They did improve in the second, but yeah, as I said, I expected them to be a lot better than this, and it was quite a poor performance. And considering, they had built up some momentum with back-to-back wins, that was really disappointing to see. From a Spurs perspective, going into their Europa League game, don't want to go in off the back of a loss. Next up, Liverpool 2, Newcastle 0, goals from Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister. So, Liverpool with another victory here, beating Newcastle, and with Arsenal dropping points earlier. I think Liverpool winning this game pretty much sealed the title, in my opinion. Look at this. Look at the lead they've got there, 13-point lead on Arsenal. I know Arsenal had a game in hand, but Liverpool are surely, if this. Wow, wow, wow. But it was a fantastic performance, a thoroughly deserved victory in this one. Dominic Szoboszlai with yet another goal. I mean, Szoboszlai has been some very good form recently. Had a fantastic game against Man City. Scored again here. Luis Diaz, I thought, was very good. Mo Salah, probably should have had about 5 assists in this game. He was putting in some fantastic balls and through balls and key passes for people. I mean, he was doing these outside the boot balls, which is absolutely superb, but I mean, only did 1 assist in the ends. McAllister got a goal. Yeah, I thought Liverpool overall were definitely the better side. Newcastle, to be fair, were okay. Like, I don't think Newcastle were awful. And Newcastle did get into some dangerous positions, but sort of just messed up in the final third when he got no spots. And of course, this is the Carabao Cup final, so this was interesting. They are going to play in only a few weeks' time, that Carabao Cup final, so Liverpool sort of had that psychological edge over Newcastle now, and it's going to be interesting to see how both teams adapt based on this game going into that final. But I mean, if both teams play like they did, then I think Liverpool will get a comfortable win in that final because, yeah, as I said, I thought they were definitely the better side in this one, and overall it was a fairly comfortable win for them. And yeah, what can I say? I think the title is pretty much done, but we'll talk more about Liverpool and their title when it's official, but I think it's almost now become a matter of when, not if, and as I said, it would take something catastrophic and the ultimate bottle to not win the title from this point on. But yeah, well done to Liverpool on that one. And finally we have West Ham 2, Leicester City 0. Goals from Domasucic and an own goal from Yannick Vestergaard. So Leicester lose again, West Ham win again, and it was a pretty poor game, to be honest. I mean, not the best quality, but Leicester were pretty bad in this one. Yeah, 0 big chances in this game. West Ham were the better side in this one, and it was a pretty lackluster performance from Leicester, to say the least. I mean, yeah, Leicester are finished, honestly. They are finished. I think that is, I mean, how many winless now? Wow, look at all these L's. I mean, that's 5. Wait, hold on. 2, 3. Okay, yeah. 5 losses in a row now. That is bad. That is real bad. And they haven't scored in the last 3 games as well. They haven't even looked like scoring in any of these. They didn't look like they were going to score in this one. It was a comfortable win for West Ham, really. West Ham, weren't scintillating but still comfortably beat Leicester here. It was a good win for West Ham as well after the win against Arsenal. That's back-to-back wins now, and I think they're sort of out of the equation of relegation at this point now with this result. But yeah, I think Leicester are absolutely finished. And I mentioned last week, but we'll see what happens with Ruud van Nistelrooy, because I mean, the way they're playing right now, that I don't know when they're next going to pick up a point. I really don't. Anyways, let's wrap up by looking at the Premier League table then. So Liverpool, as I mentioned, have improved to a 13-point gap at the top of the table. Forest, City and Chelsea remain there, but it is extremely tight here, between really 10th to 3rd. Only 6 points separates these guys, so yeah, it's really all to play for European football right now. Spurs and Man United are in 13th and 14th respectively, and the bottom 3 still has not changed. So I mean, these guys just cannot get any points on the board. Let's have a look at some of the other midweek results. And actually, to be fair, because it's midweek, we might as well do some predictions for the weekend games, because they're going to be like tomorrow when you see this. So let's see what matches. Forest City, that's a big clash. That's a huge clash for the top 4 race, 3rd versus 4th. I'm going to say it ends a draw, I'll say 1-1. Brighton Fulham, again a big clash, a big clash in the European race. I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to say Brighton have been pretty good recently, particularly at home. I'm going to say Brighton get another win here. I'm going to say 1-0 Brighton. Palace Ipswich, Palace should win this fairly comfortably. I'll say 3-0 Palace. I mean, Liverpool Southampton could be double digits at this point, but I'll say 3-0 comfortable Liverpool win. They'll probably rest quite a few people, given they got Champions League. Brentford Villa. I actually think Brentford, being at home, might actually beat Villa here. I'm going to say 2-1 Brentford. And then Wolves Everton, I'm going to say 1-1. Chelsea Leicester, 2-0 Chelsea. Tottenham Bournemouth, I'm actually going to say Bournemouth beat Spurs here. I'm going to go 2-1 Bournemouth. Bournemouth are pretty good against the bigger sides. And then Man United Arsenal. Ooh, this is tough. But I'm going to go 1-1. And then West Ham Newcastle, I'm going to also say 1-1. So, yeah. Anyways, let's just briefly look at the midweek fixtures. I do want to talk about the Copa del Rey because there were some pretty crazy games in there. Was it on Tuesday? Yeah, there we go. I mean, this was nuts. So the first leg of the Copa del Rey happened and Barca played Atletico, and it ended 4-4. I mean, it was mental. Atletico went 1-0 up inside a minute. I mean, they went 2-0 up inside 6 minutes. And then the end of the half, it was 3-2 Barca. I mean, it was pretty crazy. Barca went 4-2 up, and then 84th minute they scored to make it 4-3, and then Sorloth again in the 90th minute scores to make it 4-4. Sorloth, when these guys literally played in the league, Sorloth scored a 90th minute winner as well against them off the bench. So I don't know what it is, but Sorloth just keeps on scoring these late goals, and I mean that sets up an absolutely crazy second leg tie, which I mean probably favours Atletico now. They're going to be at home for the second leg, but I mean 4-4, that is ridiculous scoreline. And of course, a winner will likely now play Real Madrid after Endrick scored the winning goal against Sociedad. They got a 1-0 win away from home. Jude Bellingham with a really good assist for that goal as well. It was really nice. But Danny Ceballos did get injured in this game and is out for like 2 months, which is going to be a big miss because he's actually played really well recently. And you know they've got a bunch of injuries, so the midfield's looking a little bit light, with Tchouaméni having to play centre backs, and now Ceballos gone. But yeah, some big wins there in the Copa del Rey. Let me just have a look if there was anything else. Bologna beat AC Milan in Serie A. There was EFL Trophy, which ended 2-2. There was also some EFL as well, which I haven't mentioned. There was a big game on Monday actually. Leeds, Sheffield United, which was like a pretty much title clash, and 89th minute Tanaka goal gave them a win, and it's a huge win away from home against Sheffield because that does put them at top of the league by, I think, 5 points clear of Sheffield now. So yeah, Leeds are looking real good. But yeah, I think that's everything. I'm gonna wrap up the video there. We've got FA Cup weekend, I think. Wait, have we got FA Cup weekend? Oh yeah, we do. Okay, so ignore all of the predictions for the Premier League I just made then. Let me change those to my FA Cup predictions then. Okay, so my FA Cup predictions, I'll do these very, very quickly then. Aston Villa Cardiff. Aston Villa should win now. I'll say 2-0 Villa. Palace Millwall. I'll say Palace again should win now. I'll say 3-1 Palace. Preston Burnley. 1-0 Burnley. Bournemouth Wolves. I'll go 2-1 Bournemouth. City Plymouth. I mean, Plymouth knocked out Liverpool, but I think away from home against City, City will just about win 2-1. 2-0. Newcastle Brighton. We'll say, we'll say Brighton win that. Brighton win that 2-0. And you know what? We'll say Fulham as well. Knock out United here. 2-0 Fulham. And Forest beat Ipswich 2-1. Alright, there we go. So those are the FA Cup predictions. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys have enjoyed,